Hey guys, it is February 14th, 2019, 5:44 p.m. Getting dark outside here on the East Coast. And coming to you from Virginia, the land of political turmoil. This is episode, did I say it's 379? Because it is. Alright, today I'm doing this thing on AOC. She gets some of you conservatives excited because you guys just love her. Especially the conservatives, they just freak out. Oh my god, AOC! Ah! I got this idea because conservatives are just totally fixated on her. Just totally. I looked at one conservative cartoonist where I didn't come to a bunch of it, but I just looking for her, and he had drawn her like 6 times since January 25th. I don't think I've drawn Trump 6 times since January 25th. Maybe I have, but still, he's president. He's a freshman congresswoman, who's not old enough to run for senator. But conservatives are freaking out about her. They make up everything in the world about her. I mean, they go after her for the whole dancing video, which was supposed to hurt her, and just made people like her more. If she has a gaffe, like saying ringworm instead of hookworm, they just go, they freak out about that. Every time they try to troll her on Twitter, she gets them back. She does it a lot better than they do. Tucker Carlson called her a screechy moron the other night. They were all upset over this, the Green New Deal. It's a non-binding legislation, you know. And it's kind of like somebody else pointed out. This might have been Ariel, and it's a really good point. I wish I'd thought of it. I had thought of it before, but I forgot about it. It's like during the whole negotiations over the wall and everything, everyone's focused on Nancy Pelosi and not Chuck Schumer because, you know, there's sexism. But that makes a little bit more sense because Pelosi actually controls the chamber of Congress. Schumer does not. He is a minority leader in the Senate. But when you look at the Green New Deal, it has 2 sponsors. 2. It has Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, as she's now being known as, and Ed Markey, Senator from Massachusetts. You don't hear Ed Markey's name. They're all going after AOC. And I saw 7 cartoons last week about cow farts. Because part of this proposal is a resolution. It's non-binding. Pretty much if you vote for it, you're not voting for anything to happen. You're voting like you support green energy. You're supporting eventually getting rid of like methane and reducing our carbon footprint. It talks about having net zero carbon effect. Net zero does not actually mean zero. What net zero means is that you counterbalance it with other stuff. It's kind of hard to explain, I guess. But they're freaking out about this. And the thing is that they're freaking out. They're like, aha, she wants to get rid of cows. No, she doesn't want to get rid of cows. We're talking about different ways. First off, the whole cow fart thing, which conservative cartoonists are all about, all on the same day, too. They all come out with these things. And I think I've seen one cartoonist do it twice. Probably the guy that's drawn her 6 times in the last 2 weeks. The whole cow fart thing is actually a problem. It really is. They contribute to 40% of agriculture's production of methane. That is a problem. But you don't get rid of cows. I mean, we probably have too many cows anyway. But you change the way that you feed them. You know, so basically we have to change our behavior. We're not changing the cow's behavior. You know. Another thing, like to go after her when she said that the world had 12 more years to the end of the world. She was quoting a United Nations report that we have 12 more years to change. I had to draw her here, and then I thought about stopping the recording to draw her, and I was like, screw it. You guys are gonna see it. Sometimes I have to work on a caricature, take a while, and I knew I needed to make it simplistic since it was smaller on the magazine. He's looking too Ginsburgy there. So I just went with that. I was happy with that. Doesn't so much look like her, but I think people get the impression. I haven't drawn her as much as conservative cartoonists have. Just have not. But conservatives are they're obsessed with her. Obsessed, I tell you. Obsessed. I forgot to do the whole rough. I'll tell you about that in a second in the comments. Actually have like 6 more minutes for me to get all the comments down. Sorry, I need some caffeine as I just woke up. I went to sleep about 1. And I took a long time with this cartoon. And I started it too late, about 5 a.m. I need to start earlier. I need to maybe go to sleep earlier. But it's really hard. I have to do my Costa Rica cartoon tonight, and I don't, or at least get the idea and do it tomorrow morning, which means I'm not going to feel like crap tomorrow. I have no idea what my idea is going to be. Ariel likes the 4 segments of the rough. She says, I think it's like magic. I said, but bam. I forgot to save the rough because when I sent, what I do is I save to send to Hillary to proofread, or Laura to proofread. And this time, and usually it's in the rough page, just right after a letter. But this time I waited till like the end of the drawing and I saved it and sent it to him. And then I realized that I didn't have an actual rough. But I did save the black and white, so it's going to do that today. So tomorrow I'll try to get the rough thing. Ariel says it's the first time anyone has described her as nice or sweet. I don't believe that. I think you're lying. But she thinks it's just her online persona of the ball-busting biatch. I am in real life. See, I said biatch. But I'm also quoting you. Ariel also says, what about is it may be necessary to identify the priorities of the person with whom you're communicating? Should be an auction here. But another further the conversation of diversity, making it now I can't do it. Make it diverse and making it a diversion tactic instead of a debate tool or conversational method. Could have done that in the NPR voice. Diversity, making it a diversion tactic instead of a debate tool or a conversational method. I'm going to do the rest of Ariel's with the NPR voice. I don't think I mentioned religious people in my holier than thou comment. I don't remember if you did or not. Ariel says, no need to apologize for skipping some of the long, crazy, long comments. Okay, I'm tired of that voice. Alright, Ariel says, if everybody complains about the rough being too short, they will all blame her. Yes, I'm going to. Nah, I don't really care at this point. I made it 4 seconds and I can just stay there. Until I get bored of doing the roast, and then I'll probably just stop doing this. They won't be here every day. Some days there won't be one. I'll just forget. And then I almost made it 10 seconds again, just not thinking. Then I saw the comments and I was like, oh, I didn't change that. You're asking if the tweet from the Democratic Congresswoman Omar was about the Jewish lobby and the Israeli lobby. The words are interchangeable. And yes, the majority of Israelis are Jewish, but not all Jewish people are Israeli. Israel. Judaism is religion and culture. Israel is a country. Well, thank you for telling us Israel is a country. Like it so much. Again, it says, I was always told that if you're Jewish, you're also an Israeli citizen. I don't remember the details of that, but I've heard that too. But there's got to be some finite details of that thing. I do, and Ariel's right. I do believe that she meant the Israeli lobby, or I think she said the Israeli lobby. Yeah, there is a difference. If you just go out and criticize Jews like a Republican does, then that's anti-Semitic. Like Donald Trump and Kevin McCarthy, like they do. They're criticizing Israel. That's a totally different thing. That's what my cartoons have done. And I get called anti-Semitic for that. Conservatives always say, they just find another reason to attack you. And they don't really care, Ashley, if I've ever drawn a cartoon that's anti-Semitic, they wouldn't care, except to use it as a partisan tool. Because they like to lose their minds over things. TJ, this is a long rant. I'm not going to read it all because it's just too long. It's not because I hate it. It's just, whoa, that thing's way too long. That makes Ariel say, damn, that's too long. But the first thing you say, what's progressive about democracy? Well, when we gave women the right to vote, that was progress. When we gave African Americans the right to vote, that was progress. There's a gazillion other examples. Democracy, when you switch from a totalitarian totalitarian rule, authoritarian, to a democracy. That's progressive. When you give the people a right to vote, that's progress. Oh boy. You guys, I think you just hate the word progress and liberal. We are a liberal democracy. I've seen conservatives and Republicans freak out about that. Why is that liberal about a democracy? And I've heard other Republicans, like Republican presidents, refer to us as a liberal democracy. Because we are. So, also, like my cartoonist sent a leak to cartoon about Pelosi using a Jedi mind trick against the Pinocchio president. Again, just glad I didn't put a Raider fan in the last cartoon, and I agree. That cartoon is just going crazy too. Especially on Instagram. This is a cartoon, people. Ariel also counted on the last cartoon 10 screaming red shirts, 1 blue shirt making a comment, 9 cups with probably beer, and 2 bottles of beer still not going to cut the teeth. Sharks are shutting tongues. Alright, we're done. Hope you like that little change up there with the black and white to the color. I'll try to make it a rough next time. Whatever that cartoon's going to be, because I don't know yet either for that one either. Not just the Costa Rica one. Give me a comment, you will get a shout out, and click the red button and subscribe to the channel. Please, thank you. I really need subscribers. See you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.